What's up, guys? It's Braden from Overland Outfitters, and we're back on the Tacoma Project. I've done a bunch of progress. I don't really know where we left off last time, but basically got the front hacked off, got all the wiring pulled, have the entire cab stripped down, and we're on the new frame. So made a decent amount of progress, but then I hurt my back and I've been off for a while. But we're back at it, and we have my friend Ian from Wheel Every Weekend, who's stuffing his face, and he's gonna help with the cage build, which is what we're gonna start today. So super excited to start building this cage and learning some things, hopefully. Basically, we're figuring out this bender and simultaneously making tubes that we can use to reference what it would look like on the truck. So, because when you use a protractor or something, it'll just be a square. So this will give you an idea of what the swoop is, so you can line it up with how the body looks and everything.
Now you can hold it up and then you can decide like, oh, that looks like shit, or oh, that's super sick.
Honestly, this is close enough to a 90 to
Yeah, it's close, it's close. Yeah, it's the main thing you're using this is to be like, oh, I hate how this looks.
Yeah. So we just got a new tool for the shop that I'm super pumped on, and that is the plasma table, which is gonna be such an upgrade for the shop. I'm super excited. We've kind of never been able to use this room before. So now that it's all cleaned out, we'll have the table here, and I'm gonna build a bench here with rack and stuff, and it's all gonna be sloped down with a channel in the back that drains into a bucket. So I can do all my shock rebuilding and diffs and stuff here, and all the oil will just self-clean, which is gonna be super awesome. I'm gonna kind of learn more about how to use this by building my truck, and then we're definitely going to start doing our own products and stuff, which I'm super excited about. So yeah, super fun, but I think that we should make some of our first cuts. Enable, start. There we go. It's just a tradition. Has to be a penis. Otherwise the machine won't work right. At least that's what I heard. The welding sucks because the metal's too thin, so we need to put a backing plate on. And we just so happen to have just cut out the perfect backing plate. There we go, that's perfect.
Mint. Okay. I'm gonna stand on the rolly thing.
Teach me, Ian.
So the tube jig is a little complicated to use at first, but it'll save you thousands of dollars worth of tube. First thing I've done is I've written out every single bend that we're gonna do. We've got our digital protractor, and we're gonna go through and measure each bend. This we're gonna set as our 0 degree bend, because this is the longest straight section essentially. And then all these will be offset planes off that main bend. So this will be our reference, these will be our offsets, and we can essentially just write it all out on this, measure from here to here, bolt to bolt, and that's the exact length of the tube from the center of each bend. So you can literally just take this tube right here, copy it in one shot, and that's it. 31.7, 49. Once you have all your degree measurements, you can go through the tape measure, and we're just gonna measure the center point of each bend, and then I'll write it down on the paper as well. After that, we'll just figure out what the rotation is on each, and those are the 3 variables pretty much that you need, and then we're ready to start bending some tube. So now we've decided our 21 and 23 inch section is gonna be our 0. So what we have to do is figure out the indexing of this bend, and this bend. And the way we can do that is if this was a perfectly flat surface, you'd be able to just set this on it and measure it. Everything has to be referenced off something. So we'll just go in.
It's all relative.
Everything's relative. So we'll just go in like that, and then here, 15.9. So this guy is 16 degrees, but it has to be turned like this. So I'm gonna go like this, draw an arrow like that, and this is going to be 16 degrees off, like that. Almost got tubed in the tube.
49.
Yeah, I think you need to go to 69,
Nice.
which is perfect.
Okay.
Okay. See, so that's supposed to be your start of bend. Look at that.
Should bang on.
Fucking bang on.
That's
But then we gotta see what the angle actually ended up at.
a bit more than 49.
No,
Oh,
Pretty close, man.
50.4.
Cool. That's,
It's gonna be.
no, you're not holding it even. You gotta
I
hold
know,
it
I just saw it, okay?
You gotta, here.
I
guys-
just see it and I go to do it. Look, it's 50.
Ooh, nice.
The other night, with Ian's help, we were able to bend the two main tubes, which will go inside, and they're the most complicated bends on the whole cage. So those will go from the floor here up the A-pillar, and then they follow the inside, and then they go straight out the back. And then everything kind of ties into those. So then we'll have our C-pillars here, the roof X, the B-pillars will be inside here with the harness bar, and then there'll be a floor bar, and then we'll have dash bar. But everything kind of bases off those two main tubes, and those are done, and they're the most complicated parts. So once we actually get them in here, everything else should come together relatively quickly.
Ooh la la. Ooh, ho, ho.
Wow. There we go.
Oh, look at that. She go.
Now we can start trying to put those pillars in. Basically, it's like two layers here. So we just gotta get through the first layer so we can do the nice hole out the back. Because if we don't do the back hole nice, when we weld the cab to the cage, there'll be all these gaps and stuff, and you don't really want that. So we're gonna use a hole saw to go through the back, and then hopefully it just lines up perfect. But truth be told, I don't really know what I'm doing. This is my first time. There's nobody here to tell me what to do. So I'm just gonna look at a couple more Instagram pictures. This is 906 Taco on Instagram, and I really like the way he did his cage, so I'm gonna try and make it as similar to his as I can. Just trying to figure out if I'm going through the roof in the right spot.
Oh, shit.
Dang it. How did it it snapped instantly. It didn't even try. Take two.
Yeah, watch that window, guy.
Oof. Hello. How are you?
Beauty, dude. That's so sick.
Like a glove. The two hardest tubes to do are we got first try somehow. So what I'm thinking is we have our tubes that come out, that go off this tube and come kind of out this gap, and then the crossbar that goes across here will tie into those, and then maybe just have that one kind of have a bend like that, and then we'll have straight tubes in line with the frame off this tube, and then they'll come and then they'll go down to the frame, and then there'll be an X in the front. Next is we're gonna put the tubes that go through the firewall that come out here. So there's gonna be some tubes that come out like this, and then everything in the engine cage is gonna tie to those tubes, so they're really important. So we were able to get the main hoops done. We were able to get the holes all drilled here for the engine tubes to come out. And yeah, super stoked on how it's coming together, especially for my first time ever even trying to build a cage. So now, next thing up is gonna be noise deadening everything, and then we'll start doing the rest of the tube cages internally. Then we can drop the cage down and weld it, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. Then we can start getting the seats dialed in, get the dash back in, all that stuff. So really pumped. The 911 tube jig kit, this thing over here, this came in so clutch. Super pumped to have it. Really good product. Once you have it, this thing is so sick for doing this kind of work. Like, we got those tubes done first try, which is insane. So thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you like what you're seeing, and I'm gonna keep working on this truck and hopefully you like it, and we'll see you next time. Peace.